जय राधा माधव कुंज विहार। गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानन्दन व्रजनरञ्जन। यमुनातीरवनचारि। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहार। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहार। गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानन्दन व्रजनरञ्जन। यशोदानन्दन व्रजनरञ्जन। यमुनातीरवनचारि। यमुनातीरवनचारि। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहार। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहार। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Nittai Gaur Hari Jaya Jaya Gaur Premanande Hari Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajapacharya Ashtuttara Shatu Shri Srimad Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shyam Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Shri Mathura Dham Ki Jai Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai Shri Mayapur Navadvip Dham Ki Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai Jamuna Mai Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Shamabeto Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gaurango, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschakta Vishutadine Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So many of you have come here for this occasion, and I feel bad that I am not able to interact with you all properly because so many of you, and in a way at times I get quite nervous, and especially people just come in and anyway, so please don't mind that I am not able to interact with you personally. Also, I had to stop some of you from coming onto the stage and offering me garland, because the thing is that once one starts, then everybody wants to follow that. So that's why I just stopped you all. And many a times I have mentioned that I do hesitate taking worship. I consider that I am just Srila Prabhupada's servant, and all the worship is meant for Srila Prabhupada. But at the same time, I can also see the need that you all want to have a personal exchange. But at the same time, I do feel rather unqualified and incapable, and therefore reluctant to accept this worship. Initially, I actually stopped having Vas Puja on my birthday, and that's why I started this program, Srila Prabhupada Memorial Festival. And then some devotees and some of my godbrothers also kept on insisting that I have to accept this. And another point was when other gurus in ISKCON are accepting Vas Puja, and if I don't, then it kind of sets a wrong mood, probably. Anyway, so that's why I just allowed my disciples to have a sort of a Vyas Puja. And I'm seeing that every year it's getting bigger and bigger. So that causes another problem. And it makes me wonder whether I should stop it altogether. Just Prabhupada Memorial Festival. We know the analogy. When you water the root of a tree, then the whole tree gets nourished. So that is my idea, that's my consideration. That if we all worship Srila Prabhupada, then everybody will be happy. And anyway, like we have to deal with it, and let's see how we find the right solution to this. Most really, you all are not aware of one thing, because most of you are not there at that time. You see, after Srila Prabhupada left this planet, those who became gurus, they started to accept the worship on the same level as Srila Prabhupada. It's understandable because their consideration was that the gurus must be worshipped in that way. But the result of that was, yes, gurus were being worshipped in a grand way, to the extent of even having simultaneous Guru Puja. While Srila Prabhupada's Guru Puja was going on, the new Guru's Guru Puja also was going on simultaneously. And in this way, a wrong standard was prevailing. And the result was, many of our God brothers became very, very disappointed and left the movement. Today, why do we see that hardly any Prabhupada's disciple is there in this movement, in our movement? Prabhupada had more than 6,000 initiated disciples. Where are they? And that was one of the reasons why many, many of them left. Therefore, it's always better to take a humble position. Then everybody feels comfortable, but you take a very exalted position, very special position. Then those who are your equals, they have difficulty to see you in such an exalted position. The disciples may look at the gurus in a certain way, but the God brothers don't look at the gurus, who are their God brothers, in the same way. And there will be unpleasantness created. We can't just say that they're envious, no. And I'm saying this because a time will come when many of you will become gurus. And be concerned about that when you take a special position, your disciples may be fine with that, but your God brothers won't see it in the same light. Therefore, for the integrity and smooth progress of this movement, it is always better to take a humble position. After all, we have come here to become humble. There are two things: false ego, that is causing us our material bondage. So if we want to become free from material bondage, we have to be free from our false ego. And becoming free from false ego means becoming humble. Because that is our position. Keshagra satobhagasya satodha. That is our size. 1/10,000th part of the tip of the hair. So where is the room for being puffed up? Where's the room for being thinking that we are great, we are big? And there is a saying also, the entrance to the spirit, the gateway to the spiritual sky is very small. Therefore, unless and until you become 1/10,000th part of the tip of the hair, you won't be able to pass through that gate. So we have to become. And the reality is, Krishna is great and we are small. So more we get to know Krishna, Krishna's greatness, the more we'll realize how small, how insignificant we are. So our culture, our business is actually to become more humble than a blade of grass. And when you become that, then one thing you can rest assured that you will feel a deep sense of contentment within your heart. That is the reward for being humble. A natural contentment, serenity, that leads to joy will prevail in our heart only when we become humble. Humble means becoming small. False ego makes us think that we are big, we are so big. But to be humble means we are small. And so let's cultivate the spiritual process. That's why we are here. Material nature provided us a lot of opportunities to become arrogant and puffed up. Now that we are in the spiritual platform, let's cultivate this culture. Trinadopi sunichena taroriva shahishnuna. Thank you all very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Deving Sarasating Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayat Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, Chapter 27, Text 5. Previously I gave two Srimad Bhagavatam classes here, and on both the days I have selected some special verses. And this also, another special verse I have selected, because through this class I want to convey some special message, some special instruction. So, This chapter is entitled as Understanding Material Nature. And text 5, ataḥ eva śanaiḥ cittam prasaktam asatāṁ pathi bhakti-yogena tīvreṇa viraktyā ca nayet vaśam ataeva śanaiś cittam prasaktam asatāṁ pathi bhakti-yogena tīvreṇa viraktyā ca nayet vaśam ataeva śanaiś cittam prasaktam asatāṁ pathi bhakti-yogena tīvreṇa viraktyā ca nayet vaśam ataeva śanaiś cittam prasaktam asatāṁ pathi bhakti-yogena tīvreṇa viraktyā ca nayet vaśam ataeva, therefore, śanaiḥ, gradually, cittam, mind, consciousness, prasaktam, attached, asatāṁ, of material enjoyments, pathi, on the path, bhakti-yogena, by devotional service, tīvreṇa, very serious, viraktyā, without attachment, ca, and nayet, he must bring, vaśam, under control. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. It is the duty of every conditioned soul to engage his polluted consciousness, which is now attached to material enjoyment, in very serious devotional service without detachment. Thus, his mind and consciousness will be under full control. Please repeat after me. It is the duty of every conditioned soul to engage his polluted consciousness, which is not attached to material enjoyment, in very serious devotional service without detachment. Thus, his mind and consciousness will be under full control. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The process of liberation is very nicely explained in this verse. The cause of one's becoming conditioned by material nature is his thinking himself the enjoyer, the proprietor, or friend of all living entities. This false thinking is a result of contemplation on sense enjoyment. When one thinks that he is the best friend to his countrymen, to society, or to humanity, and he engages in various nationalistic, philanthropic, and altruistic activities, all that is just so much concentration on sense gratification. The so-called national leader or humanist does not serve everyone. He serves his own senses only. What a heavy statement, right? I'll repeat it. The so-called national leader or humanist does not serve everyone. He serves is sense only. That is a fact. But the conditioned soul cannot understand this because he is bewildered by the spell of material nature. It is therefore recommended in this verse that one engage very seriously in devotional service of the Lord. This means that one should not think that he is the proprietor, benefactor, friend, or enjoyer. He should always be cognizant that the real enjoyer is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the basic principle of bhakti yoga. One must be firmly convinced of these three principles. One should always think that Krishna is the proprietor, Krishna is the enjoyer, and Krishna is the friend. Not only should he understand these principles himself, but he should try to convince others and propagate Krishna consciousness. As soon as one engages in such serious devotional service of the Lord, naturally the propensity of falsely claim leadership over material nature disappears. That detachment is called viraktyā. Instead of being absorbed in so-called material lordship, one engages in Krishna consciousness. That is the control of consciousness. The yoga process necessitates controlling the senses, yoga indriya samyamaha. Since the senses are always active, their activity should be engaged in devotional service. One cannot stop their activities. If one wants to artificially stop the activities of the senses, his attempt will be a failure. Even the great yogi Vishwamitra, who was trying to control his senses by yoga process, fell victim to the beauty of Menoka. There are many such instances. Unless one's mind and consciousness are fully engaged in devotional service, there is always the opportunity for the mind to become occupied with desires for sense gratification. One particular point mentioned in this verse is very significant. It is said here, prasaktam asatāṁ pathi. The mind is always attracted by asat, the temporary material existence. Because we have been associated with material nature since time immemorial, we have become accustomed to our attachment to this temporary material nature. The mind has to be fixed at the eternal lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. Savai manah Krishna padara vindayo. One has to fix the mind at the lotus feet of Krishna, then everything will be very nice. Thus, the seriousness of bhakti yoga is stressed in this verse. Om ajnana timirandhasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurun militang yena tasmai shri gurave namaha. Shri Chaitanya manobhishthang sthapitang yena bhutale swayam rupa kadamayham dadati swapadantikam. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ato eva śanaiś cittaṁ prasaktam asatāṁ pathi bhakti-yogena tīvreṇa viraktyā nayet vaśam. It is the duty of every conditioned soul to engage his polluted consciousness, which is now attached to material enjoyment, in very serious devotional service with detachment. Thus his mind and consciousness will be under full control. So, Kapil Dev is instructing his mother. Kapil Dev an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Before leaving home, he is imparting this transcendental knowledge to his mother. And then, after describing the various processes of yoga, he is coming to this point. Meditation, which is the ultimate culmination of the yoga, is there. It is a process. But just meditation or Ashtanga yoga cannot give the desired spiritual benefit. The actual spiritual benefit, which is to become free from material bondage and go back to Godhead, that can be achieved only through devotional service. Besides devotional service, there is no way. Jayanno aravindaksha vimukta maninas tajjasta bhavad abhishuddha buddhayo arujya krichena parang padam tata patanti adha anadrita jushmadam. Vimukta manina, desiring to become free from material bondage. Mukti means freedom from material bondage. Vimukta maninaha, desiring to become free from material bondage. Jayanna aravindaksha, without being attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If he tries to become free from material bondage by dint of krichena, austerities, penances, these yogis and all, they ultimately actually perform serious austerities. But arujya krichena, by means of their austerities and penances, they may be elevated to parang padam tataha, may be elevated almost to the point of spiritual sky. Patanti adha, they fall down. Because anadrita jushmadanghrayo, because they have disregarded the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the point is, disregarding the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead by means of austerities and penances and all kind of yoga practices, one cannot achieve the ultimate spiritual goal. Rather, patanti adha, they fall down from that height. And higher you go, more severe is the fall down. When you sleep on the ground, you get hurt, but not that bad. But when you fall from a height, what happens? You get more hurt. Now, can you imagine going almost up to the spiritual world and falling from there? How severe that fall is going to be. And once a godbrother of Srila Prabhupada explained that point to me very nicely. He told me that actually these people, they are impersonalists. Not accepting the lotus feet of the Lord means impersonalist. They don't accept the Supreme Personality of God. So they want to merge in Brahma Jyoti. Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. And when they fall, as they say, anadrita jushmadanghrayo, patanti adha, they become stones. They lose their consciousness completely. And sometimes they become a diamond or a sapphire and give out a little light and think, Aham Brahmasmi. I have become Brahman. Little do they realize that they have become just a piece of stone. On the other hand, accepting the process of Krishna consciousness is so simple, so easy, so sublime. Just surrender. Jushmad Anghrayo, the Angri, the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is so wonderful. It's so beautiful, it's so reassuring. The shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord means there is nothing to worry about. Total freedom from anxiety. And all we have to do, just surrender. When you offer obeisances, how do we feel? Lying flat on the ground? Doesn't it feel very relaxed? So easy and so relaxing. And then it comes with the assurance, I'm surrendering to the Lord and I'm surrendering. I'm just lying down. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to worry about anything. He will take care of me. That is the reassuring feeling that we get when we offer our obeisances to the Lord. We love to sleep. But when we sleep on our back. But we simply have to change our position. Instead of lying on our back, we have to lie on our front. And it is a source of such reassurance. And in the purport, when I first read the purport, to tell you frankly, I had a little, I'll say, little doubt. No, I won't say doubt. A little consideration. When Prabhupada is saying that to think that we are friends of others is also mundane feeling. And I was, at the back of my mind, it just struck me, like, why is that? But then as we progress in reading, we are seeing Prabhupada is speaking about this big political leaders and nationalists who apparently appears to be such great personalities. But they are not actually becoming real friends of the living entities. They are actually inflating their false ego. Through that, as Prabhupada used the expression, extended selfishness. Extended selfishness. The general understanding of selfishness is me and mine. The me remains constant and the domain of mine keeps on expanding. So me and mine, the first thing is my family. Extended selfishness. Then further extension. Me and my society. Then me and my nation. Me and entire humanity. But at the center, it's me. And eventually we see they don't benefit because they are not accepting the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like we see that instead of benefiting, they are actually hurting the society. They are hurting their community. They are hurting their nation. A classic example, Mahatma Gandhi, wanted to free India. Why should India be under the British domination? And India became free. But look at what happened to India's condition. All the rogues and rascals are taking advantage of India's freedom. So this will happen. Either Indians will dominate over us, or the Europeans will dominate over us, or Americans will dominate over us. It's the same thing. That reminds me, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur had an encounter with Netaji Subhas Bose. Netaji Subhas Bose came to see Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And he told him that you have so many young boys, why don't you give some of them to our struggle for independence of India, fight for India's independence. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur pointed out, he didn't directly answer the question. He said that, do you believe in reincarnation? And he said, yes. And Subhas Bose's reaction was that which Hindu doesn't believe in reincarnation? Yes, I do. He says, well, in your next life, if you are born in England, then what will happen? Will you struggle for India's freedom? So this is how temporary all these considerations are. In this life I am Indian, therefore I am struggling for India, fighting against the British. But tomorrow, or in my next life, if I am born in England, then I'll be smashing all these Indians who are fighting for India's independence. Therefore, these are not the ultimate solution. The ultimate solution is in Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness means surrender to Krishna, become a devotee of Krishna. Then what happens? Then we recognize that this material nature is just a temporary phase. And it's an illusory arrangement of Lord's external potency. As long as we are here, we'll remain in all kinds of illusion and ignorance. So we have to get out of this illusory concept. Asatāṁ pathi, as Prabhupada pointed out from this verse. The mind generally tends to go through this asatāṁ pathi, the temporary path of ignorance. Therefore, the Veda's message is Uttishta Jagrata. Uttishthata Jagrata. Wake up. Bhaktivinoda Thakur also is singing, Jeev Jago, Jeev Jago. Gora Chanda bole, wake up, wake up. Kato nidra jao maya pishachiro kole. For how long you are going to sleep on the lap of a witch, Pishachi, called Maya. Kato nidra jao maya pishachiro kole. So just surrender unto the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Become situated in knowledge. Find out the ultimate goal of your life and pursue that path. From the path of asata, go to the path of sat. Sangamayo, go to the path of eternity and knowledge and light. Tamaso ma jyotirgamayo, from the world of darkness, go to the world of light. Asato ma sadgamayo, from the path of asat, temporary, illusory path. Go to the path of permanent and eternal truth and joy. Sadgamayo. And mritturma amritam gamayo. From the world of death, go to the world of immortality. That's what this path is presenting us. The path of immortality. And the way and the process is so simple. Just surrender to Krishna. Just surrender to Krishna. That's all. And Krishna will take care. Surrender means we are offering all ourselves completely to Him and let Him take care of me. So that is the meaning of surrender. Sharanagati. And rest Krishna will take care. But Krishna will take care to the extent we are surrendering. Sometimes we hear devotees say, well, I have come to this devotional service, but nothing is happening. Don't you feel any progress? No, I don't feel any progress. In a way, it's a good way to think that I am not progressing. That's a humble attitude. That's also I heard from Srila Prabhupada, that once two devotees were just hesitating in front of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's room. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur noticed. So he came out and asked them, so you want to say something? Do you want something? They said, yes, Guru Maharaj, we have been in this path for so long, but nothing is happening. What do you mean by nothing is happening? There is no progress. Oh, you feel that you are not progressing? That's very good. To feel that we are not progressing is good. On the other hand, if we think that, oh, I have made so much progress, I have become such a big devotee, that's a very dangerous attitude. So that is, of course, one way to look at it. The another consideration is that when we think or when we really feel that we are not making progress, we are not receiving Krishna's mercy, nothing is happening, then we have to question ourselves, to what extent did I surrender? Je jatha mang prapaddante. To the extent we will surrender to Krishna, to that extent Krishna will take care. If we think that I can take care of myself completely, there is no need for Krishna, then Krishna will say, okay, fine, take care of yourself. And that's why actually we are in the material nature. We thought that we can control everything, we can take care of ourselves completely. So Krishna says, fine, go there. There's a beautiful world waiting for you. But in that world, there is one criteria, or there are two factors. One is guna, and the other is karma. Material nature is endowed with gunas, three modes. Daivihesha gunamayi. Material nature is endowed with the three modes. Sattva gun, rajogun, and tamogun. And there is a consideration of karma. Karma principle is, as you sow, so shall you reap. As you act, you'll get the result. So it's entirely up to us. We decided, okay, we can take care of ourselves. Krishna says, fine, go and take care of yourself. But you are in the cycle of, or arrangement of this guna and karma. You are acting, your actions are taking place in different gunas, and you are getting the result for that. When out of ignorance some people ask, Why this happened to me? Why is this happening to me? The answer is that it is you who have decided to invite this destiny for yourself. Or sometimes people say, why Krishna is doing that to me? No, Krishna has nothing to do in this material nature. Krishna is simply upadrashta. He is a witness as a super soul and he is watching you. That's what Krishna is doing. You are on your own. You decided to be on your own, so be on your own. And suffer the consequences of your actions. Sometimes when the actions are favorable, in the mode of goodness, you enjoy. When the actions are in the mode of passion and ignorance, you suffer. So therefore, sometimes you get happiness, sometimes you get distress. That's the law of material nature. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasaha ahankaro vimuratma kartaham iti mannate. Being bewildered by false ego, ahankaro vimuratma kartaham iti mannate. One is thinking that I am the doer, I am the controller. But when we surrender unto Krishna, then it reverses. Then surrendering unto Krishna means, I am not the controller, I am not the doer. I am just your servant. All I want is to serve you and depend upon you. Whatever you want to do, just do it with me. Marobi rakhobi jo ichha tohara. If you want to keep me, fine. If you want to kill me, fine. Nitta dasha pratitua adhikara. Over your eternal servant, Nitta Das, you have complete right over him. Whatever you want to do, do it. So that is the mode of surrender. And with our will, with our intelligence, we simply try to serve Krishna. Because without acting, I cannot remain. Nahi kaschit ksanamopi jatu tishtati akarmakrit. Akarmakrit. Without being active, one cannot exist even for a moment. Nahi kaschit kshanam opi. One cannot exist even for a moment without being active. That is the function of the body. The body is meant to act. Somebody say, oh, what about when you are asleep? Yeah, you are sleeping, but your heart is beating, your lungs are breathing, your stomach is digesting food that is there. So where is the consideration of not being active? But when the body is awake, we have a tendency to act. Body wants to act, mind wants to think. So we have these two faculties. The body wants to act, mind wants to think. So the point is, with your body you serve Krishna, with your mind you think of Krishna. Man mana bhavo. With your mind, you just think of me, Krishna is saying. So yes, mind wants to think. Mind cannot stay without thinking. Body cannot exist without functioning. So, let all those activities of the body and mind be offered to Krishna. And when we do that, life becomes sublime. And then, Krishna takes care. Okay, you have surrendered, now you're mine. Diksha kale shishya kore atma samarpan, shei kale Krishna tare kore atma samar. At the time of initiation, a disciple surrenders. At that time, Krishna accepts him. Krishna considers him to be his Atma-shama. So that is the process of surrender. That is the result of surrender. That is the benefit of surrender. Just surrender. So you have to always remember that we have come here, we have come to ISKCON in order to surrender. So let's do that. Let's surrender. Let's become serious about our spiritual life. If we have accepted this path, then let's go forward with all sincerity. Why after coming onto the path, we want to hold ourselves back? Now that we are here, just get into it. When you plunge into water, swim. Why jumping into water then think, oh, maybe I made a mistake, I should have been on the land? Is that a good, intelligent way to think? No. I dove into the water, so I decided to come to the water, so let me remain in the water and swim. I decided to come to the path of devotional service. Let's become serious and be engaged in devotional service. Why should we hesitate? Why should we think, oh, maybe I should have done this, I should have done that? No. We should try to become completely serious about our involvement in Krishna consciousness. So, with that note, I'll end my class today. And I just noticed it's already 9:04. So, I won't invite any question. Or maybe I can ask 1 or 3 questions. If anybody has written down already, I'm going to take it. Not now you start writing. Okay. There is, yeah. So, Shantipur Das. Yeah, I saw your hand first, you waved at that. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. Guru Maharaj, my question is, how we can get such taste as we are getting here when we alone at home or when we do our individually sadhana bhakti. Get such taste as we are getting here. Come and stay here. Make this your home. Anyway, I know it's difficult because you have your setup there, you have your responsibilities there. So, but, what to do? Like Prabhupada used to say that the devotees from America and other places for some time should come to Mayapur every year and get recharged. And that was during the Gaur Purnima festival. So we need that, to recharge our spiritual battery. So these activities, these occasions, these arrangements are actually meant for recharging. And how do we recharge? First of all, we get enlivened and we carry the memories. Like all the beautiful time we had here and So, whenever we are, as Wordsworth, an English poet said, whenever I am in pensive or in a vacant mood, I remember the host of daffodils. All at once I saw a crowd of host of golden daffodils. So anyway, that's a mundane expression. He's describing the sight of a valley of daffodil flowers when he was walking. And he's saying, whenever I am in a pensive or a vacant mood, I see that sight. But we don't have to think of daffodils. We can think of Ujjain, this festival, Prabhupada Memorial Festival, Radhashtami Festival. Next one, Brajendra Krishna Das. As mentioned in today's verse, basic principle of Bhakti Yoga is Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. We theoretically accept this fact, but to always remember this seems to be a great challenge. Specifically, I am struggling to overcome the tendency to impress others. I want to sing for Krishna, but end up in impressing others. Even when I am doing some material service, like toilet cleaning, at the back of my mind I think that, see, I am so humble. So, how to overcome such tendencies and to develop genuine humility? Well, you are on the right track. That you are feeling this way is a good sign. Where is Brajendra Krishna? Okay. Yes, I mean, like what will happen, you are singing, but at the back of my mind you all of a sudden feel that, oh, I'm singing so nicely and people are so much appreciating me. And then you recognize that, no, this is not the way I should think. So, recognition leads to correction, right? And cleaning the toilet, very good. Being the temple president, if you clean the toilet, that sets a very good example. And even if you feel that you are feeling puffed up, being humble, that's also a good sign. Carry on. And by doing that, the higher taste will come, and then you won't think of what people are thinking about you. You'll come to a point when you'll recognize how Krishna is thinking about you, how Krishna is seeing you. So that is the way. And now I have something from Bengali. No, it's more of a Vyas Puja offering, so I don't want to read that. It's a Vyas Puja offering, not a question. Whose is this from? Vishwajit. It's a Vyas Puja offering, ЛIKE. No, it's not a question. Anyway, I'll just read out then what he wrote. গুরু মহারাজ শতকোটি প্রণাম জানাই আপনার শ্রীচরণে। আপনার অহৈতুকী কৃপার ফলে আমি আপনার ধামে আসতে পেরেছি। এত আনন্দ, এত উল্লাস আমার কোটি জন্মেও উপভোগ করিনি। এখানে এসে আপনার দর্শন পেয়ে যেন আমার পরম পাওয়ার সাধন হয়ে গেছে। কিন্তু অত্যন্ত দুঃখের সঙ্গে জানাতে হচ্ছে যে আমি আপনার ধামে এসে আপনার কাছে এত কাছে এসে বিশ্বাস করতে পারছি না যে আমি সত্যিই আমার গুরু মহারাজের ধামে আছি, আমার গুরু মহারাজের স্বচক্ষে দেখতে পাচ্ছি। এটা যেন আমার কল্পনা মনে হচ্ছে। কৃপা করে আমাকে আঘাত করে আমার চেতনা ফিরিয়ে দিন, যেন বিশ্বাস করতে পারি আমি সত্যি সত্যি আমার গুরু মহারাজকে দেখতে পাচ্ছি। আমার প্রশ্ন, আমরা কখন বুঝতে পারবো আমাদের সঠিক ভক্তি হচ্ছে? কিভাবে বুঝতে পারবো আমি গুরুদেবের চরণে সম্পূর্ণরূপে আত্মসমর্পণ করেছি? So, Did you understand the Bengali? He is saying that I have come so close to you and in your dham, but I cannot believe that it is happening. So then he is saying, please beat me up and wake me up, and so that I can. And then he is going into how can I render devotional service? How many times I have to say that the simple answer to this question, how can I become a good devotee? How can I render devotional service? Has simply one formula. Chant your 16 rounds nicely. Follow the 4 regulative principles. Read Prabhupada's books and render service according to the instruction of your authorities. That is the simple formula. Thank you all very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.